He sat down in the chair, rested his head against it, and closed his eyes. I sat in the seat opposite him, not knowing what to say. I could barely see him in front of me, but I knew he was there. His suit was all black. It's all he wore lately, grays and blacks. He was trying to conceal his emotions. He didn't want to look vulnerable, but I could sense that he was crying. I didn't know what to do. How do you comfort a guy when the love of his life was just killed? Car accident. You can't rationalize that. There's nothing to say. She didn't die for anything important. Her death didn't accomplish anything at all. She wasn't doing something she loves when she went. It was a fucking car accident. But this is my friend. My best friend. I had to say something. You know, buddy, she lived a great life, and she was a great girl. And she's probably in a better place right now. She's at peace somewhere. Ugh, that shit. That movie of the week BS isn't gonna work here. Girl was 20. She doesn't belong in a better place. She belongs here. Say something thoughtful to him. Something profound. As long as we remember her. The things she did, the things she said. Remember all those things that made her who she was. Well, then she can never truly die. Yeah. The Gilgamesh philosophy. It's pretty good. But that will remind him of her. Fuck.
Don't be so nervous. He's gonna love you.
I'm not nervous. I'm just, I don't know.
Nervous?
Okay, I'm nervous. But come on, you've known him since you were a kid.
Yeah, but don't worry about it. It's gonna be fine. Told him all about you. It's mostly good stuff.
Well, thanks for that.
Hey.
Hey.
Sorry, I was in the middle of something.
Oh, no, it's okay.
All right. Come on in. So, this is the lovely Sam. Nice to finally meet you.
Yeah, you too. Kevin's been telling me some of your old high school stories.
Oh, really? Well, he's been telling me a lot about you, too. But mostly good stuff, so don't worry about it.
That's nice to hear.
Come on in. Sit down. I'll get you guys a drink.
Yeah, thanks.
What do you guys want?
Just grab me a soda or something.
Water's fine for me.
Just make yourselves at home.
Well, you know we can't stay too long, buddy.
Oh, you have the dinner tonight, right?
Yeah, just drop it in.
All right. Nice, fine, right?
Yeah.
You do Poland spring?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, you guys have been together for a while now. How long's it been? Like a couple months?
Yeah, 4 months actually. I told you how we met, right? It was at the Barnes & Noble. We were both there, and she thought I worked there. So, she asked me for a book. Gilgamesh, right?
You remembered.
You met a girl at a bookstore, huh?
Yeah, well,
I guess that's one perk of being a dork.
it was bound to have some upside eventually.
So, Sam, what are you studying now?
Education, actually. I'm studying to be a teacher.
What level are we talking here?
I think I'd like them to be younger. I'm actually observing a class in town now, and that's been great, so I think I'll stick to that.
Kids don't bother you?
No, I love kids. There's just something about them, their simplicity. I don't know, I guess they kind of remind me of where I came from, what I once was, and it's nice to be reminded of that every now and then when things get crazy.
Yeah, I guess I know what you're saying.
We really should get going. I don't want to keep the folks waiting.
Yeah.
And you know how Mom gets when we're late.
So you can't be looking forward to this dinner, huh?
There are some things I'd like to be doing on a Saturday other than this, yeah.
Well, it shouldn't be too painful.
You don't remember dinner with my parents, do you?
Well, I tend to try to block out horribly painful memories out of my mind.
I should get on that. Oh, listen, Sam. When we sit down with my parents, just don't look my dad directly in the eye. It angers him.
What?
He's joking, but for real, just don't speak unless you're spoken to, and don't make any sudden movements. They don't like that.
Yes, actually, that's a good point, because, you see, you should try and remain still at all times. Just, yeah.
You guys are such children. It was nice to finally meet you.
You too. Kev. She's the real thing, huh?
Yeah, I think she is. I'm really crazy about her. What do you think?
I think she's you, you know, just totally you. And I know you. This is the happiest I've ever seen you, and she's the reason for it. Don't fuck this up.
I know. I won't. It's good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, it was good to see you.
I'll call you soon.
All right. I could hear children playing outside. The neighbors had just put in a pool, and kids had been there all week. 10 minutes had passed, and we were still sitting there silently. Neither of us had said a word. And this wasn't one of those moments when it was okay. It wasn't one of those take comfort in silence moments. No, something needed to be said. You gotta let it out, buddy. Don't just sit there. Don't hold back your tears. It's okay. You're supposed to feel this way. I can help you. You never go for that. Just let go like that. Can I even help him? The noise had stopped next door. The ice cream man must have been making his daily visit, and all the kids had left the pool. The room was once again overcome with utter silence. I couldn't hear a thing. This is bad. It's my duty to say something. The ice cream truck. Try the ice cream truck. Remember when we were young? Life was a lot simpler. Didn't have all this complicated shit. When all that really mattered was monkey bars and tag and ice cream and Pogs. Remember Pogs? Those were good times. It's not bad. That could work. He should think about his childhood. We had so many great times together. It was so much simpler back then. He needs to remember that. Yeah. Okay. This is good. Do it. Say it now. All right. Fuck. A new railroad route had been built a few months earlier to run through town. I was in the inconvenient position of being reminded 12 times a day. This was the third by my count. The tracks ran along the edge of my property. All that separated the peace and quiet of my home and my neighbors' homes from the roaring of the railroad was a silver fence at the end of our backyards. Can't say one word over this fucking noise. As soon as this passes, you're gonna have to say something. You have to do this. He needs you. He needs you. I couldn't hear the kids next door, but they probably weren't doing much anyway. Whenever the trains would come through, they'd all stop and stare. They all marveled at them. I couldn't understand why. There was something about the speeding vehicles that sparked wonder and awe in children. If I had ever felt that way before, the feelings were lost on me now. There are few things more depressing to me now than a train car in the morning. A cramped compartment filled with middle-aged men in suits and ties carrying laptops or briefcases, all speeding along on their way to unfulfilling jobs with unforgiving demands. Kevin and I were forced to make this trip twice a day, traveling to and from our summer jobs in the city. In just a matter of time, college would be over. It was all ending. Soon we'd be entering the workforce ourselves. That guy. That would be me soon. It made me sick. Working in the city was a thrill at first. Buildings towering towards the heavens was all breathtaking. It was for two kids from the suburbs. I imagine we felt the same way those children did whenever they saw trains go by. After a while, the wonder died down and was replaced with unease. People? There weren't people at all. A person loves. A person laughs and cries. These were just faces, figures. They were obstacles on my way to who the fuck knows where. There were thousands of them, and I didn't even know one. There was something cold and lonely about a big city. I missed my childhood, that sense of security and hope for what lied ahead. I wanted to hear everything will be alright, and actually believe it, but I couldn't. It was as if I was staring through some gate or fence or something, watching myself in the distance, but my view was obscured and my way was blocked. The feeling of estrangement was even worse for Kevin. He hated to have to come to work every day, but all that changed once he met Sam. For once, he had something to go home to, something to hold on to in life. He became a different person. Now he was back to nothing. I can't take it anymore. The silence is insufferable. This is fucked up. Why am I doing this to myself? Why isn't he saying anything? He just lost his girlfriend. The girl who gave him something to live for. He loved her. Shouldn't he want to talk about it?
What the hell is the matter with you? Why do you keep all this shit inside? Just let it out. Punch a pillow. Slam the door. Break my fucking windows for all I care. Just do something, you fucking...
That's not gonna help. My moment of frustration passed, and I just settled back into the silence. He had been sitting there for 20 minutes, and no one had said a word. Not one. I felt as if I were alone in the room. I feel fucking lonely. Imagine how he must feel. This guy's been through hell, and look at me. I'm just sitting here. These fucking trains, they can't just let me... Ugh, that's it. I gotta do this. I'm gonna get up, walk over, get him out of that fucking chair, and I'm gonna hug him. I'm gonna hug him, and I'm not gonna let go until he lets go. Who fucking cares if it's awkward? I love this guy, and he needs me.
Excuse me, mister, can you come with me? There's someone hurt.
I miss my childhood. That sense of security and hope for what lied ahead. I wanted to hear everything will be alright and actually believe it. I couldn't.
What happened? He's gone.
How could I not notice? Why couldn't I just speak? I sat down in the chair, rested my head against it, and closed my eyes. My brother sat in the seat opposite me, not knowing what to say.